And good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing okay this morning. For those of you all that are just coming into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Um, Also, share the video, and if you are not a member, please become a member. And if you would like to support the channel, you can hit the thanks button, I believe. Um, and support the channel that's right here at the bottom. But this morning I woke up thinking about when I was meditating, I was thinking about like keeping the main thing, right? That's one thing that came up in my head, especially as it relates to this young Dolph's case. There are a lot of narratives, and I see like with us, especially African American people, we are absolutely emotional people. And one thing that I've learned is to always, especially in my journey and in my work and things of that nature, I've learned to stay calm. I don't let people get me out of character. When you stay calm and you just kind of watch people and listen to them, when they can't get you out of character, they will try to attack you. And it's weird because um, um, I was sitting over at my office yesterday, and we have all types of security and stuff um on our systems and things of that nature. And I mean, and I probably, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it, but I understand what happened because that's it was caught and it's being looked into. But it's just something how people consistently get themselves in trouble, and they go and they hire people to try to do things when they become desperate. Okay. You know, that's why I'm into keeping the main thing. Like as it relates to this Dow situation, you see a lot of people, and I'm all over the place, but I'm gonna bring it back in. You see a lot of people getting emotional. You see a lot of people throwing out different narratives, in which I don't have anything to do with what other people do. Like I don't get mad at people for what they do as it relates to what they post and things of that nature, because they have a right to that. But when people start sending, when other people, when they start sending their people over to my channel, and things of that nature, I know a lot of people are paid. I really, I'm not even mad about that, because I ain't gonna do nothing but just go on and get them straight and get them on off. They're gonna either leave, or if they want to become belligerent, we just get them on off you know. But it is important in this doubt situation to keep the main thing, and remain calm. Like I was saying, because as Black people, we are such emotional people, we allow people to get us all up in arms. And I'm not saying this about everybody, but there is a lot of mental illness. And I say that because anytime you listen to what somebody else say, and then you start going to other people's pages to try to attack them, if you're not being paid, that's a mental illness, because they feel differently than what you feel, or what some other, like you've bought into what somebody else has said. People don't have to believe me. I just put it out there. I put it out there. But one thing I don't do is, at what player coach say, cap on the app. I don't do things of that nature. Before I do that, I'll say I don't know, and I'm not going to put out crazy stuff. But in this case, a lot of people, I do believe a lot of people want to see justice for Dolph, and that is in the process of happening. And when you see a lot of people that have gone through the system, sometimes it's hard to trust the process. It's hard to trust the process, especially when people want to put doubt in your mind. Don't allow people to get you emotional. I think a lot of the reasons that a lot of people are not in places, and I know just as good when a person is emotional. That's what you got to say about that. Not a damn thing. Because at that point, I already know that they are upset, and somebody has risen, got a rise up out of them. Somebody has gotten a rise out of them. Okay. And I don't allow, now they want to pull me into that chaos. I don't allow people to pull me into chaos. You know what I mean? When you've allowed somebody else to get a rise. And then oftentimes, because they know that I've worked for the police department, they know that I have an investigative company, they want to come to me to try to pull me into that chaos. And I'm not good at what I do because I allow people to pull me into their shit and their chaos. I'm good at what I do because I know how to think circles around situations, and I know how to investigate, and I know the laws and how investigations are supposed to go. That's why I'm good at what I do. And being emotional and up in arms is not what makes us the best, okay, around these parts. So, one of the things that, people say, well, you don't pull a whole lot of paperwork. I don't. I pull paperwork all day, every day for my paid cases. I sure don't. I don't even like pulling paperwork because it's a whole, I don't do that on here. We get on here to talk. And sometimes well, a lot of times I have gems if you listen to me. But I think people want for these investigators, and I'm sure not going to do it, to ruin their case by putting out a lot of information. You could ruin a case. You never alert the enemy because there is an enemy that's still out there. These people are still fighting. You can't serve too many. Like, people are completely double-minded. You can't say, well, I want the police department to put out more information and ruin their case and their witness and blow the whistle on their witnesses. But then you say you want justice for Dolph, but when witnesses come up harmed or they put out too much information, that you can never put out too much information. The enemy is able to strategize when you do. Not just so vloggers can have content, not just so emotional people can be calm. And a lot of people are logical thinkers. It's just that they're emotional. So I was thinking about that in meditation this morning. Always keep the main thing, and go and learn the truth for yourself. I'm talking about, look up some of these laws. Each investigation is different. People was talking about Nipsey Hussle's case. There was a video out. Well, different states do different things. There is a reason why a video is not out. There's a reason why a video is not out. Okay? That's number one. Number two, I would never want to see a young man be assassinated. And ain't no police officers or the DA's office is not going to ruin their case just to satisfy a curious public. It'll never happen. But then you have to think about Dolph's family. Maybe they have asked for that video not to be shown. Dolph has children and things of that nature. I know it's a lot of people that are mentally sick and they would love to see that video out. And there are teams that are on there that really want to see the video also. So they they use people as puppets and get their teams to put out shit. How come they ain't showing a video? Because they would love for that video to get out, because it would make them feel good to also see the assassination of Dolph's murder up and close, because they were the ones that had put the hit on him. So you have to think about stuff like that. And trust me, the authorities know about stuff like that. When you start seeing pop-up pages and things of that nature on this internet, they know who are behind a lot of these pages and who's being paid. And some of the main people that you all are allowing to get you emotional probably are some of the ones that are being paid by some of these people that had this done to Dolph. That's why I say keep the main thing the main thing. I get so disappointed because I see, especially as I get older, as I learn to meditate, I've learned to meditate, as I've learned to look into just really, first of all, I'm very proud of our culture. Being an African American, okay? But I see a lot of why our people remain stagnant, even though we are so talented. All of the we have so much to offer, and it is because, number one, that crabs in a barrel mentality, which comes from that jealousy and not being able to control our emotions. I've never like sometimes I be looking at some things and I see how people I've never, even in my real life, like to be around people who like to start riots. That's what I call them. They like the MFs like to start riots. We should do this, we should do that, and this is what's going on, and this, and this, and but have no solutions. See, I'm not gonna go. That's why I say you have to keep the main thing the main thing. You see it all the time with a lot of these radical politicians. We got to do this, and they get the people all up in arms, but the MFs ain't got no solutions. It's to get you emotional with no solutions, and you still don't keep the main thing because you're emotional. Whereas you sit back and you watch some things, you'll have the opportunity and not let people put stuff into your head. You have the opportunity to see some things play out. Sometimes you just have to sit and just let things play out. It's a lot of people want justice for Dolph. I truly believe that, but we have to let the main thing be the main thing and watch and let it play out and stop allowing people to get you emotional. I know there are a lot of people that don't trust the system because they've been through the system and they feel like they've been done wrong. And there have been a lot of people done wrong. and but trust me, in this Dolph situation, there's a difference in a patrolman that might be out there leaking information. And I'm not being hard on the patrolman because I worked for the police department. I know that 95% of those police officers, the ones that I work with, are good people. Their job is to get back home to their families in a crazy world. But see, what we do is we let people get us emotional. You see a police officer kill somebody in Missouri, and because the judges are maybe racist in that city and town and get off with it, we try to project that on police officers in every state when it's absolutely impossible for every police officer to be crooked. Everybody just ain't the same. And we got to stop letting people get us emotional like that. Now, for these mofos that's out there robbing and raping, and they get their dumb, stupid asses on here, and Lord forgive me for that, because I get mad because I get to looking at some of these names and stuff sometimes, and when these folks get to talking now, well, I went through the system and they said this, and that. Ain't a career criminal. Your ass ought to be in jail and not on YouTube. And what they'll do is they'll say, well, I was done wrong, and they done committed all kinds of damn terror acts in the community. And then you don't know a lot of these people and what they've done, child rapists and things of that nature. They get their asses on here and talk about they've been done wrong, and we let people get us emotional. That's why I said keep calm and keep the main thing the main thing. Don't allow people to get you emotional and they ain't got no damn solutions. And solutions is not for you to go and commit terror acts and act a damn fool and go to jail. And you're running your blood pressure and stuff all up. If they ain't got no solutions about how to make things better and ain't trying to organize nothing to make the quality of your life better, you ain't even need to be listening to them. Not talking about getting you emotional. If you can't listen to them and chew the meat and spit out the bones. Sometimes when people are radical and they got a lot of BS going on and you can't listen to it and laugh and go on with your life, you probably don't need to listen to it. Okay. So I was thinking about that this morning in meditation. Y'all know I have to meditate every morning before I get ready to go. Get ready to I gotta do some stuff this morning. But always keep the main thing in this style situation and just watch it play out. Okay? Just watch it play out. There's a lot of entertainment on social media. It's okay. People can do whatever they want. But take it as just that. And I'm not saying believe me, but don't allow people to get you emotional and out of character. Don't allow that, you know? Always keep the main thing and watch this thing play out. You have to understand how investigations work, and each laws are different in every state. And I can see where the police department, when people talk about that, with that picture is edited, you don't know that. Oh Jesus, they, I didn't think that it was, I didn't think, because I was like, is this for real? Are people really? But I understand, like, people get people emotional because they need content. That's how it has been done. Like that, they always show still shots, especially when it's an ongoing investigation. When it's an ongoing investigation, and there are, ain't no telling how many witnesses. It ain't no telling what else was on that parking lot. Okay. As I've said before, there are no secrets in this case. So keep the main thing the main thing. And even when you allow people to get you all emotional, don't run to me with no BS trying to question me because some fool has gotten, or somebody else has gotten you emotional, because I have relationships with a lot of these law enforcement officers, because I work with them. Even in my investigative company, I still have to do some work with them. Okay. That's how I know that a lot of these people are working their butts off to reel this thing in, and they're not going to ruin their investigation. I ain't gonna let nobody run me crazy. Okay. If you want to, if you want to try to, first of all, I'm not going to allow another YouTuber to back me into a corner anyways, because I'm gonna cuss you out and laugh in your face. But it all goes back to what I said. Keep the main thing the main thing. I'm talking about the people that are curious about this situation and that's getting emotional based on what other people are saying. Whether you believe it or not, whether it's true or not, that's not for me to get into, because I would never, I just don't get on my YouTube channel and antagonize other people's stuff like that. I don't do stuff like that. Okay. But my advice would be, even as it relates to me, sit back and watch and keep the main thing the main thing. Remain calm. Learn how to think and say, well, I'm gonna step back and just keep the main thing the main thing, and let this play out. Okay. Because at this point, that's all you really can do. The only thing that makes me feel good about, even with all the narratives, I don't get emotional, is that it does not change the structure and the texture of the investigation. It does not, whatever is said in the social media streets, it has nothing, it does not change the investigation. The realness of the investigation, what's going on, what they already have, what they already know, which is everything. It don't change that. So I want to just, like I said when I was about, just keep calm. If you're an emotional person, don't let people get you emotional. Don't even deal with nobody that want to start riots and get you emotional if you cannot handle it. If you can't sit and listen to a person without getting emotional, maybe you need to start praying, or maybe step back a little bit. Okay. Because you can't change how people feel. I don't try to change what people think, because I understand, because I don't have mental illnesses. So I understand that everybody is not going to feel like I feel, regardless of how I feel, how you feel, what I know, what you think, know, or whatever. It's still an ongoing investigation, and it does not change the texture or the structure of this investigation. Okay. And you have a lot of vets and a lot of well-trained investigators. And I think people get that misconstrued when they say, well, there are patrolmen that's on the street giving tips to the people that did this to Dolph. Hey, they've already decided their own destiny, but you have to understand, a patrolman and a MPD investigator, which is a sergeant, are two different entities. Okay. No patrolman has any power over a investigation. The investigators are way in downtown Memphis. They're not on the street in homicides. A completely different division where the cases are protected. Okay. So the only thing a patrolman can do is ear hustle, maybe hear the lieutenant say something because they sure don't know what's going on in that Dolph's case. Okay. Because they're out on the street. And even if they try to get into their case, as tight as what's the word that I'm looking for? As secured as they say they got this Dolph case, those chiefs, FBI is involved. It'd be a damn shame for a patrolman to put themselves in a line of fire just for a couple $1,000 or a couple $100. Because as I always say, the FBI ain't never had no loyalty as far as any police departments. Okay. So just sit back and wait. Stop letting people get you emotional. You know, um, people often ask me, "Are you when you talking about?" No, I'm not. I'm not bothered. I never have been. I'm talking about as far as fear. I don't allow other men to put fear in me. We was sitting over in my office yesterday, and somebody was trying to hack it. Hack it. They was. I ain't gonna talk about that because that's being handled. But I don't allow mere man, and that's what I try to tell my subscribers. You don't allow mere man to put fear in you. When people run scared, they do a whole lot of stuff, but it's always to incriminate themselves. There's a lot of these damn vloggers that's gone damn crazy. That's what's going on with that. Okay. That's what's going on with that. I know just as good. Everybody ain't the ops. It's a lot of these vloggers that's doing a whole lot of incriminating stuff that's gonna get them. They. Let me keep my mouth closed on that. Okay. But keep the main thing the main thing, and just let some things play out. Just let some things play out. Okay. Let me get my day started because I got a client that's insisting on doing a video thing with me. Now he's supposed to be trying to hire me, but he sound like he want to try to hit on me. Jesus. But anyways, y'all, trust me when I tell you, y'all, I have interesting people to come through. Okay. I'm gonna put one of my guys on him. I'm gonna let one of my male investigators handle him. All right, you guys. Have a good day. Um, put God first. As a matter of fact, ask God to go before you. Keep calm and always remember the main thing is to keep the main thing, and you'll win every time. I love you guys. Have a good day.